Hi there guys and welcome to another Train Sim 2019 video. Today we're having another little run down to Wimbledon. I've covered this before quite a while ago, but it's a great little route and this scenario came up on my site and I thought actually it's a good excuse to give this a little run again. This scenario itself is done by a guy called the Train Spotter from Taranga. He's done quite a few scenarios that are available over on ats.com and it is brilliant to know that there are people, this guy's from New Zealand, and he's making British scenarios that are still pretty cool. I'm missing one or two bits of AI in this. They're reskins that I can't seem to track down. I do apologise, but apart from that, everything should be cool. And we'll run to Wimbledon anyway. It's nice. It's nice. Let's put the grim weather with it just to sort of add in the extra detail. It does suit it. It's a very rundown route for those of you who haven't seen this. The route itself is available through backdated Train Sim, and you can head over there to get it. Okay, let's get going. Hello and welcome to Wimbledon Station. Today you have been assigned a lone class 456 that's run to West Croydon. Let's get this unit set up and the doors open so passengers can board at 0824. So we've got sort of a few minutes. Sometimes I quite like a minute or two at the start of the scenario, and then other times I'm a bit like, nah, just get it done. Come on. I'll just sort out my cable there. Otherwise that's been a bit of a pain. Yeah, cool. Alright then. So we want some headlights on. And we want that DRA off because I'm not worried about that. Get the doors open. Let's go back to the rear cab. Let's make sure our tail lights are set. Yep. I've got line light and everything. Not even sure what that is moving about somewhere. Is this a fast, slow? Yeah. Seems to have a little mind of its own, that windscreen wiper, doesn't it? Seems to be if I move around the cab. Okay. Destination on this. Can I remember how to set it? Just turn that off for a minute, shall we? Is this a blind jobby, is it? Yeah. I don't know if this has got the right... if it's going to have them. West Croydon, it does. So 456 to me, right? Don't get me wrong. Yes, it's a bit like a 321. Could have they made the front end of this train any uglier? I know Klaus is going to be sitting there going, oh no, it's lovely. No, it's not. It's hideous. And I don't know why I gave Klaus a bit of a Yorkshire accent there. But I did. It's just not very bonny, is it? Bless it. It's those high level jumper cables and air pipes. The service using guard operation states you will need to wait for 2 bells before leaving our first stop is Merton Park. What about those? A 15-mile-an-hour departure out of Wimbledon. That wiper's gonna get on my nerves. Whilst this is a good unit in Train Sim, and it's very well done, it's the same sort of standard as the 321, it's never really been one of my favourites to drive. Mainly because I'm really rubbish at braking with it, which was going to get lots of love. Just noticed you're getting a little bit of the LED feedback on the camera there. I do apologise, guys. It's just started happening the other day for some reason. I haven't been able to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, you're going to get some station overruns. I would think pretty much guaranteed. Shouldn't really though. I'm only 2 cars. I'm only going to be doing like 30 mile an hour. I think it's going to be 60 at one point on this route. I'm not sure. I do love it though. It's got that really sort of run. I didn't check the default book, if I'm honest, to see if there's something wrong with the wipers. I'll definitely be writing one in. I love all the graffiti and all the sort of neglected BR era stuff. That wasn't that bad. That's better. And the grey NSE livery, not one of my favourites, but on the 456s, but I did really like it on the 319s, funnily enough. So my usual plan with this, because the stations are so short as well, that of course approaching the platform at 20 doesn't work when they're that long. And I know somebody's going to ask, why do I approach platforms at 20? When my mate was doing his training with Greater Anglia, this is going back a few years now, I was at Cambridge Station with him and a few of his other mates, and they were all standing trying to judge whether trains were hitting the platform edges at 20. It wasn't just Cambridge we went for a few stations, and that's because that was what they were told in their training. So I've always had that sort of stuck in my head, the approach to the platform ramp at 20. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's like an RSSB sort of policy. I think it is a local sort of company policy. So if you guys are drivers, what speed are you asked or meant to hit the platform ramp at? That'd be interesting to know. And for those of you that just play Train Sim, what speed do you hit it at? And of course it's going to be dependent on the length. Always is, isn't it? just get that really sort of neglected feel from this. Coming in half a mile. Misjudged that because the way the HUD scales. You can tell I'm a bit worried about doing a really major overrun on a train with 2 coaches. Mitcham. Can I make deodorant? I never knew it was a place in London. There's not many more stops, is there? Mitcham Junction, Bedlington Lane, Wadden Marsh, West Croydon. Am I right in saying this is the tram now, or is it just a disused bit? I can never remember. Quite cute, I suppose, but only being 2 cars, really. I probably should have stopped way back there. I didn't see it on the stop board. nice screenshot of that. Still on a 15 limit until we get around over these set points, haven't we? Across the junction, hence Mitcham Junction. Sometimes I don't think. There is something about sort of that sort of neglected look that London got in the 80s and early 90s. I mean, early 90s, a lot of it was being refurbed. Even during the mid 80s, a lot of it was being sort of started on. You had the Docklands stuff started and that sort of thing. But a lot of places still looked really, really, really run down, like a lot of Britain did at the end of the 80s. So we were mad in the 50s and 60s building everything, didn't we? Because like post-war boom and everything like that. And then we sort of from the 60s to like the 80s. So it didn't do very much. And then the 80s we all started going, oh, I need to start doing some things. So every town centre looked like a 1960s brutalist sort of utopia in there. And then you got things like Radburn designed estates where you like no cars and fronts of houses with the backs of houses, weird stuff like that. And then the 80s we kind of did the same thing all over again, just in an 80s style. And the 90s and early 2000s came along and everything had to be silver. They just sort of spent 30 years trying to get people out of London, really, with the London overspill stuff, haven't they? 30, 40 years. Stevenage, Huntingdon, St Neots. I remember the other ones, there's quite a few others, I think. Quite a lot got moved up to Corby as well. A lot of Scots in Corby as well because of the steel. It was like Haverhill as well. There's a few other weird places that got big sort of London overspill estates. No idea why I'm talking about London overspill estates. I suppose it fits into the rundown nature of the route. You can almost imagine, you know, those old like American doodlebug cars. Like trains, but they were like old school buses that they just put wheels on. One of those doing a route like this. Better get dibbing on them chimneys, look. think I found the route I'm going to learn to do Hudless. I'd still be awful at it. I would still be ridiculously awful at it. Without fail. I was a little bit short that time. You getting on, mate? I wonder what it is that's making that windscreen wiper change speeds. I can't so noticed if it's in the 321 or not. It's a tight old curve. See, it's just a nice little run. Even though it looks quite depressing, it's quite a nice little run. And there's not many routes you can complete in train sim, and I say complete as in end-to-end runs, in 24 minutes and 3 seconds. Alright then, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for that quick little run. Good job, driver. That's us done for now. Another driver will be here soon, taking train back along to Wimbledon. Scenario complete. Alright then, thank you very much for joining me. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Heading over to Twitch on a Sunday and a Wednesday from 7 PM. And also remember the Facebook group and the website are all there for your viewing pleasure. So once again, guys, thanks ever so much. I'll catch you next time.